Hey folks, what's going on? Justin Masson here with Nintendo Dads. I was sent a Nintendo Direct rumor leak, and we're going to break it down and take a look at it and figure out, do we think it's a fake or do we think it's real, and kind of break down the anatomy of what makes a good Nintendo Direct rumor and why we fall for it so very often. So here's the truth. I don't know whether this is actually genuinely correct or not, fake or not. So here's what I'm going to say. I'm going to show it to you in a second. Spoiler alert, if you want to get out now after the bumper. We're going to jump into it. 3, 2, 1, let's go. All right, folks, I promised we're going to break this thing down. So I'm going to head over straight in. I'm going to jump right into this thing. We're jumping in, ripping the Band-Aid off. Let's talk. So this is the Nintendo Direct rumor that I was sent. Our good friend Paul Lloyd sent this over to me and said, what do you think, guys? Have you seen this? Tell me your thoughts. So this is a Nintendo Direct rumor circulating. We're going to break down what we've seen here. I'm going to break down why when we see these Nintendo Direct rumors does it feel like, man, that's possible, and other times I don't think that's real at all. So let's break down what we see here, and I'm going to talk about it. So first, they're saying that the Nintendo Direct is going to occur on October 8th of 2020. Now, they're also saying it's a mainline Direct. As we can see here, it's an actual Nintendo Direct, not a mini, not a partnership. So this is already kind of tapping into the rumor that we hear that there is a mainstream Nintendo Direct coming. Eventually. We've heard the rumor that it's coming in September. It hasn't come in September yet. As of recording right now, this is the 23rd of September. So it's kind of like circulating that rumors. They're also saying it's October 8th. Now, if you check your calendars, October 8th is a Thursday. The Nintendo Direct coming out on a Thursday is a really great opportunity. The reason why? Because the Nintendo Switch eShop updates. And we're going to see how that ties into so many of these predictions as we break it down and why that gives us hope. Or at least feels like it gives us hope. So there's a couple always pieces that we typically see is always a statement from the producer or the creator of such a piece of content saying, hey, I've only got a part of it. This is what I'm hearing as of right now. Things can change. So we can see that here. Here's what will be shown. Keep in mind, these are just the major things. So again, it's kind of a all may be here, may not be here, soon to be revealed. WarioWare, so let's go into here. First one is WarioWare Switch It Up, June 21st. I think WarioWare is a great franchise for Nintendo Switch. It's a lot of fun. It's a couch co-op, or it's a family kind of game. Kind of actually would end up making sense to come to Nintendo Switch. Do I think that this is possible? They're saying here June 2021. That's a really interesting thing because very rare does Nintendo ever show their cards that far in advance. You have to think that's 9 months in advance from here. They've got burned on these kind of things before. Now, if it's a major, huge tentpole title like a Zelda, like a Mario, they may show those cards that early. WarioWare, I don't think it is. So this one, I don't necessarily believe that line. Pokemon Sword and Shield, the Crown Tundra, November 27th, 2020. I lost my calendar. I can't figure out where that is. This integration right here is one of those parts that helps to add validity to a Direct. So what they're saying here is, well, we know that the Crown Tundra DLC is coming out. We know that we were going to be told it was going to be fall or winter of 2020, and we haven't got it yet. So coming out on November 27th, sure, that sounds completely reasonable for a day for it to come out on. So this is what happens: is it adds some validity to the case. Yeah, it could absolutely be November 27th. So check mark, possibly. Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury, February 12th, 2021. Well, this aligns with what we were told in the other Nintendo, the Mario's 35th anniversary. Yeah, so they may be coming back and highlighting this information again, reminding us of what's to come ahead of us. Now, if that was the case, then I think you would also want to see potentially in this Pikmin 3, because again, October 8th is before October 30th, because that's how calendars work. So they haven't reiterated Pikmin 3, but they've decided to reiterate Super Mario 3D World here. So that's an interesting choice. So that one makes me think plausibly, yes, they would definitely put that in a Nintendo Direct. But also feels like it's absent of Pikmin 3, which they would probably also announce because that would be an upcoming title really soon that they'd want to be promoting. The next one, Kirby's Power Rumble, and it is an after the Direct. Well, as of today, as of right now, September 23rd, Kirby's Fighter 2 just released on the Nintendo Switch eShop. This seems like a very odd thing to put Kirby Power Rumble a mere 2 weeks afterwards for this to actually be released. This does not feel plausible, and I don't necessarily know what Power Rumble is or if this is part of the Kirby franchise. I find this one very hard to believe, again, especially if we just put out a Kirby game today. Dragon Quest Anthologies, December 14th, 2020. Yeah, I guess. That could be something. I don't know enough about the Dragon Quest Anthology or Dragon Quest to be able to say that's a valid component of it. But sure, maybe. Maybe it is. Let's move to the next one. December 14th also wouldn't feel unreasonable. It's still probably in the purviews of a Nintendo Direct like this, showing us what's coming up in the next 3 to 6 months, so that would feel reasonable. Fall Guys Ultimate Knockout after the Direct. So let's be honest. Fall Guys is a game that we all want to have on a Nintendo Switch. Absolutely we do. It was on the PlayStation for August. I don't know what the exclusivity deal is with PlayStation, but I suspect it was longer than 1 month. Now, the people who do Fall Guys have clearly said that they do want to have it on other consoles, the Xbox, the Nintendo Switch, but that they want to make sure that what they bring to the platform is stabilized and works best for the platform. So, as much as I'd like to say Fall Guys is coming to Nintendo Switch in this case, that'd be a great get, and maybe they could, and maybe it's kind of the PR spin that the team over at Fall Guys is giving with it actually coming out like in early October. It's completely plausible, and of course you'd want to get on as many platforms as possible, and it did kind of blow up, but I find it very hard to believe that Fall Guys is coming out in early October. I could be wrong. Now again, what they have done is they've put something that has hype, is very hot in the moment, Fall Guys. They have aligned it with an after the Direct. Now what we're seeing from Nintendo a lot right now is coming out today. You can get it after the Direct on the eShop. So this is kind of their MO, so that would, it would definitely be a great opportunity, a great alignment. So that's a highly doubt that one. Nintendo Game Boy games coming to the Nintendo Switch Online after the Direct. I think, and this is a part of what we call connecting to hope, and this is a little bit of connecting to hope with Fall Guys. People want Fall Guys on Switch. There's a lot of rumors about Fall Guys coming to Switch. A lot of people want Game Boy games on the Nintendo Switch. We feel like we've got our SNES, we've got our Nintendo. Where are Game Boys? It's a natural potentially progression. Where is it? So this is one of those ones where what happens is they're feeding into kind of this little bit of an expectation further, a little bit more of a want, a little bit more of a that's plausible. Do I think Nintendo Game Boy games are coming to Switch? It would be great if they did. I don't know though. That's a tough one. This is another example of after the Direct. Okay. After the Direct then possibly. We'll see what happens. Next one is Grand Theft Auto 3. No, I don't think Grand Theft Auto 3 is coming to the Nintendo Switch, so that's going to be a hard no. Persona 5 Scramble. Everyone wants Persona 5 Scramble. We don't know when it's coming to North America. They're saying here early January. This actually could kind of make sense because typically Nintendo does have a game in early January. However, typically it's a little bit later in January. Again, this is a great example of wants versus expectations. Everybody's really, really wanting Persona 5 Scramble. However, yeah. So that one's a maybe, if possibly, who knows. Next one, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate Challenger Pack 7 Crash Bandicoot after the Direct following a Sakurai's demonstrating of him. The big rumor is that Crash Bandicoot is potentially going to come as the next fighter. The interesting part is that this kind of correlates with another rumor that we're seeing right now. And I'm going to throw open this tab over here. So this is an image that was taken, I believe it was over in Japan, highlighting Fighter Pass number 2 and showing some of the fighters that are coming to it. Now what they're saying is that this ad will be up until October 4th, and you can see that we currently have the ARMS fighter here. So what they're saying is that possibly either just before October 4th or after October 4th, we can prepare ourselves for another fighter coming into the slot, and that there'll be potentially, these blank slots are only good until October 4th, and then there'd be a new ad with another fighter in there possibly. So that kind of correlates into there. Again, October 8th, could there be a new fighter? Possibly. typically when we do reveal a new fighter, it is very. I don't think we've ever had a and it's out today fighter. I don't believe. I could be wrong. Sakurai demonstrating him after the direct, that would logically make sense. Whether it's Crash, I don't 100% know. Again, this is one of those ideas of we know that we should be getting another fighter pass relatively soon, so it kind of actually makes sense that we get some information or be shown. So a Nintendo Direct would be a great place to do that. However, what we've traditionally seen, no, never mind, I'm completely wrong on that one. Let's move on to our next one. So again, this is one of those ones of it aligns with what we expect. We expect information about a fighter pass soon. Last one was June with Min Min. We should be getting it soon. It aligns with kind of like our DLC with Pokemon Sword and Shield. Those things kind of match up, so that's why it's easier for us to begin to put authenticity and belief to a Nintendo Direct rumor like this, because these pieces begin to make sense. Next one. Super Smash Bros. 3D All-Stars, Super Mario Galaxy 2 DLC. So what they're saying here is that a DLC pack for Super Mario 3D All-Stars is revealed, and it's Super Mario Galaxy 2 as DLC. And it's coming out in December. I don't think so. That one doesn't feel right. That's, again, something people want, but I don't think they'd release it as a DLC package. That doesn't necessarily make sense when they know they could make more money if it was also on a cartridge. So that one doesn't necessarily make sense to me. And the final one, The Legend of Zelda Breath of Evil teaser trailer. Yeah, that one I don't necessarily believe either. I don't think we're going to call it. I believe there is a teaser for Breath of the Wild 2, whatever that is. I don't believe we're going to be called Breath of Evil. That one sounds a little bit too dark even for the Zelda franchise. It just doesn't. I just don't think it's Breath of Evil. Breath of the Wild, it just doesn't make sense. Breath of Evil. I could be completely wrong. We've seen some pictures of Ganon and stuff like that, so maybe it is. Maybe they're doing that. Breath of Evil does not sound like the right title for this game. Folks, that's a Nintendo Direct rumor I've broken down. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Am I crazy? What do you think? Again, this is kind of a breakdown of how our brains begin to build on Nintendo Directs and the anatomy that helps us to get there. Now, again, who knows? October 8th could come. All these things could come true, and if so, you guys can absolutely tag me and say, Justin, you were wrong. But I believe this is a fake Nintendo Direct rumor. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Take care. Bye-bye.